Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is June 7th, 2026. Back with a message. So, the curse that they had the captives bound by has been broken. They desperately need someone on the inside to betray the magistrate. This woman who has been vindicated beyond the Emerald Gate, who has returned. They need somebody on the inside to betray her. It's like there's a whole universal pirate harvesting system in place who came against her with their death intent. They've had their fun with her, and now they're paranoid. They're afraid that not only will she recognize them, but she will remember what they themselves did to her. They are afraid and insisting that she's too powerful because they know what they did to her and to everyone that they have trafficked on planet and interdimensionally. They know that they tried to destroy her, and the death energy they sent to her was alchemized by her and changed and claimed for good. Somebody said, I don't know what to tell you guys. You focused your energy in on her and she transmuted it. She can do whatever she wants to with the energy. A thought moved through mind. They should have just stopped while they were ahead. Someone asked the curator, she needs her medicine? And he's saying yes. And the other one said that, and the curator is saying that he prostituted her energy. So somebody's asking, she needs her medicine? And he's saying yes, he prostituted her energy. So he's like trying to explain the case to somebody, like an attorney or a judge. He said that she needs her medicine. God took her away and gave her to somebody else because he was prostituting her energy. And he thinks that he deserves to take her back. And he's arguing. He will not stop. He's a deranged psycho who is addicted to her energy and her identity and her power and her authority. This person doesn't even come close to measuring up. He sent covens of sorcerers, men, after her to destroy her, and the whole lot of them failed against this one woman. They demand that she's too powerful and that they must command her energy. And the fact of the matter is that she is so far beyond these low-level devils, they don't deserve to be present in this highly valuable energy. After what they have proven themselves to be and to do, their intentions with energy such as this, they don't deserve to be in the presence of it. To be fed by it. To be served by it. This energy and this power that he cannot produce or be connected to, he needs in order to stay above the deep dark south node, because he is deep dark south node and he doesn't want to live there. The only way that he can get out of it is to siphon an angel's light, because he cannot produce it within himself. He doesn't have the capacity to manage it because he cannot be it. He has no knowing of how to wear or manage or to utilize a powerful energy such as this, because he's a low vibrational, deep south node devil. All he can do is feed and destroy. He's death itself. And he thinks that he owns all of the angels' life force. It belongs to him, he said. He's conquered God. He's conquered the inner sun of Creator and creation. The imbalance that he is cannot keep him afloat. He can't bring temperance to himself. He has to consume it from someone who can. The Curator is saying that he sabotaged her, and he's being told that he sabotaged everybody. He poisoned everybody in so many different ways. He brutalized them, their minds, their energy, their lives. They kept them in poverty. Sure, you work 9 to 5 and you spend more time at your job than you do at home, and they take like 40% of your wages every pay period. They make sure to give people just enough to get by. They don't want any real competitors out there. So they siphon everybody's wealth and their energy, their life force, while doing magic on their mind of self-loathing, of I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, nobody wants me, oh no. And then they'll make you lose your job or crash your car or something, some kind of tragedy just to throw you off kilter so you can't be happy too much, because they love low vibrational energy. It's a very south node, dark energy. And the only way that they can pretend that they are temperance is by consuming temperance angels. It's a pretender, harvesting, shape-shifting. They need big bells going off all the way around them all the time is what they need. The Curator, yes, so he sabotaged everybody. So she has satisfied all of the requirements to be in the status that she has been given. She has graduated at the top of her class. She did not cheat. She suffered a long time. She graduated multiple times. She has earned this elevation and initiation multiple times. But over thousands of years, you got these nasty jack gigolos that have been sacrificing her and claiming the energy and the initiate reward for themselves. These men don't have the capacity or the actual ability to manage these initiate skills because they haven't earned them. They're not qualified. The entity of the Curator is insisting that despite all of that, the emancipation and all of that, he deserves to get her back, regardless of his abuse, regardless of his attempt to murder her, to extinguish her light forever, regardless of his disrespect to the upper dimensional family of her soul, regardless of his disrespect for the source of the power that was flowing through her in the river of life. He thinks that he should continue and be permitted to pimp her out and profit from her harvested life force energy, her suffering. He does not have rights to this potent, powerful energy. He has no contract. There's no connection. This person doesn't even know this magistrate. If they did, it was 6,000 years ago. He has proven himself an irresponsible steward of such a powerful force and for such delicate life as a child. He's a gluttonous coward, according to the mother, that wants to dominate everybody by using their own energy against them. A power that he himself cannot produce in himself. He has to have sex with somebody who has it so that he can, with his little charging unit, so that he can extract the power and then claim that it belongs to him. It doesn't and never has. And the only reason that this person has ever had any power was because he's had sex with those who do. And he's got protection by some purple people eater galactic out there, trying to manage life on the planet, trying to play God in humanity's life. They're not the creator. It's just an interdimensional species that is a universal pirate. His magic is weak, and he's fighting for a power source to make himself valid. The power of the prisoner of war, which has been emancipated, which once fueled this nasty's ability to dominate others, has been released from the curse that bound it. The slaver has lost its power source, and that power belongs to God and to the source of inner soul, the sun, and he who commands its gate. The curator is whining and complaining to anyone willing to listen that she needs her medicine, and that gives him rights. She owns all of the elements within the universe. This curator, with his little juju, nano dust, freaking smart dust, whatever, and his little sorcery, doesn't own anything. Nothing belongs to him. He's not even alive. He's pretending. He wants to obtain this woman and her energy before the healers collect together and develop a holistic healthcare system to override his sick care poisoning management system, to reestablish homeostasis rather than to slowly slip people into further death energy. He does not want his poisoned harvest to be healed. He's fighting to claim them right now. And she's fighting for the homeostasis of natural plant medicine to bring them out of sick care into wellness with natural plant medicine and health care. The healers of the world are uniting, and this curator wants to harvest everybody before God allows a development of a holistic healthcare system, which will invigorate and enliven the cellular production of energy and increase the vital force of soul. He doesn't want the realm of where people are healthy and in a state of homeostasis with an energy that is vibrant, because they cannot harvest this vibrant light. It has to be in fear, it has to be sick, it has to be suffering in some way. They have to damage it a little bit so that they can get close enough to harvest it. They like the pain of it, but they don't like the happiness of it. It's too high vibing, the frequency. They have to dim the light, tone it down by causing fear, anxiety, paranoia, and whatever. They force thoughts into the mind, and then they harden the waters surrounding the inner fire, the soul, the solar plexus, and then they dump in death energy, black energy, to really dim the light and the energy production of the vessel, because that's the only way that they can actually harvest from a soul. Somebody is telling the curator that he prostituted her energy and that he will never touch her energy again. So I would say yay and thank you. Deep, 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 deep. Hi, all the way around. Gratitude for whoever was saying that. And I am so glad. And if I can help in any way, then I would love to. They're talking about women would do almost anything for somebody who makes them feel safe, mentally, emotionally, physically. When you've been harassed and assaulted by men for the entirety of your life, and probably many, many lifetimes, when you've got a masculine who's coming up here to say you prostituted energy and you will never touch your energy again, you're like, hey, I'm all in. Hey, how much energy do you want? I'll be supportive of that, They're talking about the United States, and they are talking about compensating her. These people accused this magistrate, this planetary stabilizer and dignitary, of a crime that she did not do. They deceitfully convicted her and then banished her from her garden, her creation, thousands of years ago. And they've been raping and feeding and molesting ever since then. She tried to tell the courts that they were going to prostitute everyone, and they allowed her to be banished anyway. And now they need her back to fix the shit. They don't like her, but they fucked everything up so damn bad. They need the healer. They weren't able to consume her, so now they need her to come in and fix the shit that they poisoned, because they still have to live there. The Curator's tribe is divided. People replaced her, the one who was given charge over the territory. They accused her of crime and deceitfully convicted her, banished her. They tortured her. In every life that she has lived, and every life that she was here to protect, to nurture, to enliven, to help get closer to source, connection. For centuries, they have been consuming soul, the sun, inside everyone. They consider themselves conquerors of the sun. They insist that they own it and that God doesn't have any right to say anything. They are saying it's a terrible injustice. She has a good reputation. She was innocent of what they convicted her of. They tortured her for centuries, nearly snuffing out her light, as they had already many other angels. Needless feeders slandered actual angelics to hold them back for their own personal feeding supply upon their soul. Someone stated the copycat who allowed all of that will suffer for what they have done to the people and to the territory of this woman and her family. They will never take anything from her again. They will never touch that energy again. They will never have a contract with any angel again. They will never marry into the clan. They will never be served by her again. They will never be welcomed to walk upon the soil again. They need to leave. They are talking about compensation. They feel SOL, the inner sun, has a price tag. They feel that the life that the Creator has given us has a price tag. They are a threat to everyone, to every living thing. Someone is being told that he violated her, and someone else is saying that he violated everybody. The Curator is saying that she advertises herself, and they are saying that they need to get her into the hospital. They need to do this transfer. In my instance, in this case, I'm advertising the power of God, keeping me safe while I do this reporting and allowing me comfort and ease and grace so that I may be happy in my everyday moments. And I'm grateful. While these ones appear to be supporting her, being on her side, they are also conspiring with this Curator on how to get her into the hospital. They say it's a great injustice. There needs to be compensation. And to counter, the Curator is saying we need to get her in the hospital due to the transfer. We've got split-tongued devils. pretending to care. They are talking again about uicide, and someone said she's too confident, so that illusion won't work. These are men talking about murdering a woman and posing it as an uicide. This collective of men with their fake telepathy, their disconnect from source, and their need to feed. Another one. She needs her medicine? She's 100 percentile. They need to get a relationship. They can do whatever they want with her. All they need is a relationship or to get you in the hospital. These men feel they can do whatever they want with women in this world. That they have the right to extinguish their light, to cause them suffering, to use them in any way they want. These masculine scammers of sex and soul are stalking women hard right now. Somebody is saying she's an American. People are arguing back and forth between sick care and health care. What's the argument, man? These entities were replacing all innocent angels. They were sacrificing them. They were defiling them sexually, desecrating them in a bad way, and then sending them to hell while replacing them, while bringing up one of their that actually belonged there to get plastic surgery or whatever the hell else they needed to be a lookalike. I guess children are easiest to swap due to the facial features not yet being developed. They were removing all of the pure angels and then replacing them with devils, siphoning the memories and the energy of the harvest. They're consuming the soul, the S-O-L, the inner sun of the original, shattering the heart chakra with this stupid heartbreak of betrayal, so that their devil replacement could step into the spiritual identity so that they could replace them with a reptilian shapeshifter hybrid. They've been switching everybody out in God's kingdom by entrapping the daughters of the men and the women there. Somebody said that they are freaking out right now. There seems to be a sense of desperation. Someone is saying something is a hoax, and that sounds real familiar. We got some masculine who loves to say that. It's a hoax, it's a hoax, it's fake news, it's a hoax, it's a hoax. So Donald sacrificed a woman some time ago, and he did it because he said that she had an attitude. And his people over here, his intergalactic guides, have said, why did you do that? You knew that she would be a legitimate competitor if she was able to pull out of this. And she has. He's calling it a hoax. She's got a good reputation. This is a copycat eater of angelic souls. This is a child rapist who runs beauty pageants for little girls, and they like to pluck those flowers and the covenant of that rainbow. Again, they're talking about a woman's reputation, and he's saying it's a hoax. It's not real. It's not happening. This is a severe, narcissistic, misogynistic rapist who has stolen money and soul identity from everybody for thousands of years. The person has been time traveling for a long time because he had the goddess of time trapped. She has been emancipated. The queen of heaven is home. And this little asshat who's been walking around pretending as though he's a fucking Christ is nothing but a low-level devil. He confessed on camera that he made a deal with the devil, and it required the sacrifice of women and their powerful souls. And they decided to run beauty pageants for little girls and women, these competitions to see who was the best for harvest. They are trying to accuse this woman of crime. Again, they're just making stuff up. So then somebody says, please talk to them about the same thing. So we got another masculine. He's coaching somebody else to go in their interview and talk about the same thing. They need support for their verbal statement or their accusations of this woman. They need support for their lie, for their attempt to frame her for crimes. Yet again, these word magicians, these foul piece of shit rapists who are pimping out everybody in the fucking world, are trying to defile the reputation of this woman yet again. They need backup on their lie. They say that she needs her medicine, and they're calling her an appetizer. They don't care about her personality. They don't care about the fight that she has been through and survived and was victor over all these covens of all these men who failed to kill her, are now trying to convince the courts that she's a criminal, which she obviously is not, because these low-level fucking rapists need to consume her powerful soul into making themselves appear necessary. These men are fighting to feed this powerful woman's soul as food to the whiny man boys who rape, pillage, and steal, who support war and genocide. White men. White men. I suppose they will do whatever their hearts are aligned to. They don't have any respect for women at all. They see them as a mere personality that needs to be silenced, fucked, and then consumed. Eaten. They want the law to give them permission. The law, in many layers and levels of these dimensional spaces, has been hijacked by these shape-shifting reptilians. They've been receiving false paperwork, false documents regarding the reputation and character of these divine feminines. They did not ever want them coming back up to the upper dimensional spaces because they're there to destroy the men and to claim that space and all of the wealth with it. The courts were receiving these false documents, and they did not investigate once to verify the truth of it. They didn't send an investigation team, a research team. They took the word of these low-level rapist pimps for upper dimensional daughters and sons, and they just said, fine, if that's what she likes, give her more. And they did. These lazy piece of shits, shape-shifting replacements in these upper dimensional spaces, portraying themselves as superior justices, did not once research the evidence over thousands of years for these women, while the men were being systematically dismantled and weakened. This scheming and scamming, they've got to change their approach. They got to try to get a relationship. They got to try to play nice with their chosen enemy, because the people have turned against the curator. They got to try to get them back on their side. So they're changing the mind fuckery, their verbiage, to see what's going to work. How are they going to manipulate the people? Because the people are like, you guys are Satanists, you're rapists, you don't produce the energy of yourself. God didn't give you this confidence or this authority, yet you're out here targeting a woman who has passed every test and has satisfied every need. And these scam artists, pirates, are out there lurking in the shadows for an opportunity to snatch her up and do her a thing. These villains in the upper heavenlies, they don't belong there. They married somebody and gained access deceitfully. False flame. They don't have any light in them. If they do, it's siphoned from somebody else. They got to try to get a relationship. They got to try to play nice. They got to try to mess with somebody's mind. They need the people, especially the younger masculines, to trust them. And they don't. They say that this woman advertises herself in the light. She's an honest psychic. While they advertise themselves from the shadow. Lurking. They can see very plainly it's jealousy. Somebody is asking another, who the fuck do you think you are? She's stronger than everybody. They sent out multiple covens of men to focus in on her with this death and black energy. In my instance, over 20 years with all of their nasty women. 18 years they had a straw in my back. They were sucking the energy off of me. They were having a great time. They did not destroy this woman. They could not. The many groups, the thousands of these low-level devils in their cleverness could not take out this one woman, even when they were still connected to her energy, even when they still had access. They were not able to destroy her with their own energy. All they could do was make her tired. And now somebody's saying, who the fuck do you think you are? She's stronger than everybody. And they don't have any rights to this energy. They're low-level, weak-ass, baneful sorcerers, magicians, kitchen little witches, digging little holes in the graveyard, sticking your little picture in there. Ew, I'm a clever witch. Oh yeah, fuck off. Fuck. Fuck. This collective of pimp tyrants, sneaky little jackasses of the shadow, trying to destroy women, bind them, suck the freaking power out of them, so that Mr. Phony Baloney, Mr. Phallus Worshipper, can pretend that he was given or had power in the first place. Fuck. Hundreds of them, more even, could not destroy her in their best effort. Rather than leave her be, they continue trying, pushing in on her, and they should just stop. It's nasty. They want to destroy her because they are embarrassed. They'd rather destroy her because they've embarrassed, and then they don't want to let her bring homeostasis to the people because they don't want healthy people. They need low vibing energy so that they can continue to feed. They don't have rainbow covenant with God. They don't have the inner sun. They don't have connection to source. They're needless feeders. They don't create. They don't produce. They don't share anything. They're nasty little assholes going out there doing their very best to make people feel bad about themselves. Going to visit their social medias, their platforms, getting right in their face without even knowing who they are and just talking little shit. Thinking themselves special. Because they do magic and hurt people that they don't know. It's stupidity operating as pride and ego, demanding destruction of source. Healers. Making them look bad because all they can do is feed. They can't heal anything. Not even themselves. They'd rather entrap and drain the healer of life, the giver of it, rather than let the healer live and be in purpose. Their pride is hurt. They're embarrassed. They can't match this woman. The whole bunch of them together cannot match the power of this woman. Yet they demand that they should be given the power of this woman and her authority because they deserve it. They're men. They're men who lack the skill and the ability. All they have is mental chaos and pride and demand, brutality, suffering. They want to sacrifice and consume her to extend their own malicious, greedy existence that doesn't serve anybody. They're not creating their own wealth. They're here siphoning wealth out of everyone else. And everything else is becoming depleted because the load that they're carrying is too big. There's billions of people who do not work at anything other than doing magic to curse people and keep them in lack. Someone is saying that he didn't have much to say, that she has to be innocent, that she has an attitude. These are pimps. These are rapists. These men have allowed sexual exploitation of women and children for centuries. He's complaining of a woman's attitude. He's not a protector. He's not a father. He's not a brother. He's not a friend. He's not anything except for somebody who's been given some kind of authority, which he does not protect or nurture or create or share anything. He's just out there saying, well, if we're going to harvest her, she has to be this and she has to be that and she has an attitude. We don't want an attitude in our little utopia. Well, no, you don't, because you've been sacrificing children after raping them so you can build your utopia off their energy. These lousy little snakes, they're low-level freaking dirt freaking slitherers, you know. They don't have energy or power. They don't have the ability to generate anything. Attitude. If she had the power that she is, and everybody says she has, if her attitude was as bad as you say it is, then you would have been gone long ago. You would have been annihilated. Just like you nasty jacks do to everybody else, dropping bombs, raping, killing, annihilating whole swaths of people. And yet this mother figure, who for 6,000 years has been tortured, did not respond in a malicious way. And still is not doing so. She's not being mean to people who tried to get rid of her. She's not kicking them out and being a bitch like everybody tried to set her up to be seen as. People have a right to their opinion, and she's understanding of the manipulation. So they don't think that they can use her for their utopia, but the curator wants to harvest. He's desperate to consume the energy, her life force. He's a black hole. He's seriously deep south node. The only reason that this idiot can act as though he has temperance is because he eats angels. He needs to consume the energy, the life force, and the power because he knows what he can do with it, and he knows that he can't do shit without it. He's a literal fake, a fraud. But he lost her and his connection to her power. His careless, irresponsible, malicious behavior lost her. His irresponsible stewardship of this energy source has lost it. His arrogance and the idea that he commands the sun and everything beyond that portal, he's simply not capable of managing this power in any way, shape, or form responsibly. All he can do with it is destroy. He has no creator ability. Even if he were to absorb the mind and the skills of a creator, he would not be able to create because the creator is not in him. All he could do is talk and pretend. He cannot produce the energy within himself. He doesn't have knowledge of it. How to produce it, how to care for it, how to hold it in temperance, how to be the power without being the destroyer. He has no knowledge. God never gave him this power or authority. He's been leeching it off of everybody who was given the gift. He claims that he owns all of the merchandise of the earth angels. That's your God-given authority, your life force, your inner sun, your light, your wealth, your happiness. He claims that he is the dominator of the sun within you, within everyone. He claims that he's the dominator of the creator, which gave you the rainbow covenant and the gifts to be here in this world and create something good to share with people. It seems the source of the sun within them, the soul, is here to give them a big smack down. Someone is saying, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. So what if I raped 50 women? Oh, yeah, you should be so lucky that I'm not in charge of vengeance, boys. But I do give suggestions for certain. Another one is saying she's their savior. So she's the generational curse breaker for many original people who had been trapped and bound by some form of a curse that these nasties had set for extinction. And these nasties, the only way that they were able to trap any of these people was by trapping the divine daughters of Eden and using that magnificent upper dimensional, 10, 11, 12D power and gifts for their low vibrational dominance and ensnarement and extinction of people that they didn't feel was qualified to exist. Isn't that something? They don't want to let her go, but the old nasties are demanding that the new family give her back. They're crying and they're demanding and they're insisting. Nobody wants to let her go. Everybody wants the power. And it's not the power, because the power doesn't belong to her. The power is what flows through her. And that is the difference between being connected to source and the all that is, and those nasty asses that keep erecting freaking dams in all of the rivers and draining them of their life-giving fluid. They want to own life when they are death. They chose it, and they think that life owes them a hand up, when all they give life is a hand down. They abused her so badly, they are not getting her back, ever. The sun is never going to shine on these ones again. They are so arrogant that the upper dimensional divine masculines are going to slap you down. And they think that they got this big black hole blob. It's like the blob. It's like this big, they locked me in a room. these big principality, angel, fallen angels, whatever the fuck. So they put me in this room, and it was pure black. There was no light in there whatsoever. And there was this big black thing, like a blob. You know that movie, like in the 80s, it called The Blob or whatever? And it just comes blobbing through the freaking store aisles, whatever. It was like that. It was like this big black blob that tried to suck me into itself. I don't know. I wound up getting out of there, and then when I came out, I'm sitting at the wall, and I got snot, and everything's just leaking out of me, right? Because the idiot, that black blob thing, was like sucking all of the stuff inside of me out, and it's like that thing. I don't know what it is, but when you get too close to it, it just like the snot just starts to flow, and the tears come, and it just starts pulling out the fluids within your body. So anyway, I come out of that room, and I'm sitting there trying to recover, and one of those nasty jack freaking fallen angels said, "I hope he hurt you when you were in there." And I said, "Stop speaking." And he did. He had to, because I commanded him to. So this black blob of this soul-sucking thing, that's their god. Whatever this egregor is that they've been feeding the angels to, yeah, whatever that thing is. So they abused her so badly, they are never getting her back. They are saying something about she has custody. She has satisfied the requirements. They're talking about temptation. They tempted the entire world. But not only did they tempt the world, they drove the minds and the lives of the people into this temptation, then deceitfully convicted them of embracing the temptation. They did not. They were driven into it. Voice to skull, Wi-Fi streaming of thought, occult hardening of the water, the concentrated effort of sorcerers putting thoughts and ideas into the waters of your body and your mind and making you think that the thought and then the inclination belongs to you. It doesn't. It's energy manipulation with microwave technology to F up your world. Not everything you believe, not everything you hear, not every memory that you remember belongs to you, because you've had transference of sin for a long time, and these nasty karmics have been transferring their karmic personality onto you, usually at a very young age, while they extract your identity. And then they walk in the upper realm as your spiritual self, while your 3D vessel is here suffering, hexed and cursed and disconnected. All of those disconnections have been undone, but just know that, not every crappy memory belongs to you. They implanted these things because they wanted you to be seen as it. That's the message. See you on the next one, everybody.